Hey there, Stampin' friends. Welcome to Movie Monday with Jody Breckbill, Stampin' Queen. Today's card is this awesome viewfinder card. Do you remember the Viewmasters we used to have back in the day? Totally an 80s kid here, so I'm sharing my age. Where you used to turn it, the little handle, and you'd see the like 3D images. It was so awesome. Now there's like virtual reality that, yeah. But you know, we had it good back in the day. Anyway, I'm going to show you how to create this card. So this was actually done by a friend of mine at one of her monthly meetings. And I think it's cased from Pink Buckaroo. But anyway, so shout out to whoever was the originator and thank you for letting us case. So let's get started. We're going to use our So Hoppy Together stamp set. This is one of our free offerings from Celebration. I will tell you the sad news that the coordinating framelits are sold out. So we had some framelits offered during the month of March that had the die cuts for all of these guys, and they were super popular. You all loved them, and we sold out. So we will not have those anymore. If you got them, good for you. Keep on creating. But we do have other framelits coordinating with some of our other Celebration items, such as, the Cupcake stamp set, the Lily stamp set, and the Painted Season stamp set. They are still available. I am hearing that the Cupcake is on low inventory. I can't confirm that, but all I will tell you is if you want them, get them. Do not wait. We're also going to use a stamp set from the annual catalog called Abstract Impressions. So let's get rolling here, folks. Enough chit chat. So we're going to start off with a circle framelit. This is die cut out. It's on Whisper White, and this is actually just creating a template so that we can make the viewfinder part. So you will not be using this in your card. You're just creating a template. Once you've created it, keep it, and then you don't have to do this every time. So you're going to take your circle. I'm pretty sure it's the biggest circle in the pack. You're going to fold it in half one way and fold it in half the other way. So it's almost like you're making a little piece of a little pie, okay? So we've got that, and then I'm going to pull in my piece of Gorgeous Grape. It can be any color. It should be a color, just don't use white. This is me scrimping and saving on my cardstock. So this is a layer that we're gonna use on our card. Okay, it's right back behind the white. Nobody's going to see it, so I'm going to punch my circles out of my piece so that I don't have to waste another piece of cardstock. So I'm just going to take, oh dear, I see that my snail is empty. And I just packed all my snail to go to a workshop. Oh, that's fun. All right, so we may not be putting together a stamp or a card today, but that's okay. Oh no, hold on a sec. All right, I could totally stop this video, but I'm too invested, y'all. I'm too invested. I'm not stopping and starting and restarting and all that. I have a refill. Woohoo! All right, that was easy peasy, lemon squeezy. All right, so what we did was we got 4 circles punched out of some colored cardstock, and I'm just gonna put a little dab of snail on these circles. We are only attaching them for a visual purpose. We don't need to keep them, we don't need to reuse them. They're serving no purpose except for allowing me to see where I should be punching. So I'm just gonna try and line them up in my pie, in each little pie wedge, and then I'm going to come back in here and I'm going to punch them out. So now see how I have a visual, so I'm not just randomly punching and not being able to really see what I'm doing. The purple dots are allowing me to make this template. Okay, so these guys, they're no big deal, but this is what you want. And this is what you'll keep so that you don't have to keep making that every time you want to make a viewfinder card. So next I'm going to take my pick your nose tool, and I took the end off that has the glue, and I just want the poker end, and I'm going to poke a hole right there in the center of that circle. So, oh my goodness, sorry you guys. It's very early in the morning and I'm making videos for you. So I'm gonna take a scallop circle. This is the biggest scallop from the same set. And I'm gonna lay that on here and I'm gonna stamp my flies through the holes. So now it's kind of, do you see where I'm going with this? That now everything's kind of even, so I'm not just randomly stamping. I took the flies from that stamp set. You could also do the dragonfly. That does work as well. Holy crap, that sounds terrible. And I cut them apart because 3 flies do not fit through the hole, so only 2 flies do. So I cut them apart, but have no fear. If I want to reuse them, I can just put them back together. The cling stamp holds them together, so it is not a problem. So I'm going to take my Memento Black, get this lined back up again. And while I have it, actually while it's here, I need a hole in that one as well. So I'm just gonna go ahead and poke that through too while it's here, because that's what our little spinner part is gonna attach to. So I just hold that down and I'm gonna stamp my fly guys right through those holes, or the dragonfly, or you know, whatever you want to go through there to spin. You can do that. So there they are. Now, when I pull this off, you'll kind of see that I have a little blank space. That's where this extra fly guy will come in. So when you spin, you'll keep seeing flies. There won't be any blank space. Okay, so there we go. We got all our flies on there. In the meantime, what I would have done is go ahead and stamp out my frog, and I used the jumping or the unicycle riding frog, and we're just going to cut his unicycle off. So I stamped him in Memento, die cut him out, or those of you that don't have the dies, you're going to have to do a little fussy cutting and cut his unicycle off, and then we've got that little frog ready to go. He is colored with the Stampin' Blends. So I also want to color these little fly guys. I want to color them as well. And so just so they had a little pop of color, I used the Pineapple Punch and just colored in their butts. So I guess this makes these guys fireflies. What do you call them? I think we call them lightning bugs at my house. That's what I've always called them, but I know a lot of people call them fireflies. That may just depend on, you know, where you're from. But yep, lightning bugs is what we always called them when I was little. All right, so let's get my next piece. Okay, so this is a piece of Whisper White. This is actually going to be our card front, and I need a hole in this piece for the flies to show through. So I'm trying to think of how I did this. Okay, back in my train up a second. I'm gonna go ahead and stamp my sentiment down at the bottom. And I'm using the Itty Bitty Birthday stamp set from the Occasions catalog. Stamp that down at the bottom in Highland Heather. I'm going to need that, so I'm going to leave it open because I took a piece of gingham, which I so love it. I so love this gingham. I really hope it sticks around for the next catalog. And I die cut ahead of time a scallop stitched piece, which is from the Valentine stamp set. I think it is Be Mine stitched framelits or something like that. It's the Valentine set from the Occasions catalog. And I'm gonna go ahead and put those two together. It's gonna be longer than I need, so I'm gonna do a little bit of trimming. But what I did was kind of put this here. So I kind of had an idea of where I needed to do my circle because I don't want it too high and I don't want it too low. So the next step is you may need, all right, take one of those purple circles again and put a little snail on it so you're ready. And you may have to find a light source. Okay, so you might have to hold this up to your window or something like that. I don't know if you can, I can see through, so I'm okay. What I want to do is place my scallop circle behind with some of the scallops showing on the left side, none at the top, and I need to use my light source to see my flies. So I'm going to get them where I can see through them, and I'm gonna put a circle right over top of them. Okay, then I can get rid of those, and I'm gonna punch that 1 inch again. So again, just a visual, that's what we're using these guys for. So now we've got our hole and we're ready to do our stamping. So I've got Granny Apple Green and Lemon Lime Twist. Lemon Lime Twist, you guys, it's leaving us. So it is going to go retired because it has been its 2-year in color. It's already done its thing. So if you don't have it, grab it. Grab cardstock, grab an ink refill. That way you can keep on creating even though we don't have it anymore. So I'm really sad because that is a great color. So I'm going to take my grass, and this just for visual, that's why I have that on there. We're going to stamp some Granny Apple Green grass across here. Some swamp grass, I guess, for where this frog is living. Then we're going to take the skinnier, thinner grass and just stamp that in some lemon lime twist. I scoot those. I'm going to come back in with the little flower top here, and we're going to put some purple flowers in there for our pop of color. Okay, let me close these ink pads. I know this is really anal and no one cares, but all I can see is me putting my hand in it and ruining my gorgeous card. So I'm going to go ahead and attach my gingham on here. And then I can trim down where it's a little bit longer than it needs to be, but I don't have any scissors with me because where are they? I do have a piece here. Okay, cut that down. Now, I'm going to put my flies, get them lined up back where they belong, flip it over, and poke that hole again. All right, they just moved on me, so come on, fly guys, stay there, because I need a hole through the front of that card as well. So now, I'm going to pull in some brads. These are our metal fasteners. And what I found that worked was actually, instead of having the front of your brad in your, whoops, where'd you go? The front of your brad this way, I came through the back so that the brad is sticking up this way. I am going to take my scissors and snip the ends of them off because they are a little too long and they will stick out past your frog, and we don't want that. And now we need to flay them open. All right, so now, okay, there you go. See how it's working? My flies are flying. And the final step to putting it together is dimensionals on the back. And you do want to be careful that you don't have any dimensionals that bump up against your spinner, or it will not spin quite right. All right, I'm not sparing on these because I want it to be really popped up. And then that's gonna go onto that layer that we popped those circles out of. All right, hang tight guys, we're almost done. But I know this is a longer video than what I usually try to do, but I wanted to really explain how to make that template so that you can make thousands of these, thousands. All right, so there we go. And it's gonna spin. Now what I did, I added a little Wink of Stella to those guys. I cut my frog out and attached him on there with a dimensional. Did add it to a layer of Highland Heather, which is gorgeous. So There we go. This will be your final step. I also did a little winker on the little frog's belly, so he's a little sparkly. So that's how you'll create your viewfinder card. So I'm going to give this one away, you guys. So leave a comment on my YouTube channel or my Facebook page, wherever you're seeing this. Leave a comment and I'll pick one of you guys as a winner, and I will send you this really cool viewfinder card. Thanks so much for joining me. You all have a wonderful week, and I will see you next week for Movie Monday.